Welcome in, Flow and Charts. If you are new to this, feel free to drop flow requests. We just kind of look at any unusual flow coming in, kind of talk about market tide, Periscope, so on. Um, we are going to kind of touch on, I like to touch on the tracked flow alerts here in the morning. So anybody in the group that's kind of following along, we can catch up to them there. I'm going to start with the RKLB puts from yesterday because those made a good move up today. Here's our entry yesterday, 214. They hit 254. We kind of chopped near that high for most of the day there. 255 was the high on those. Some volume today, so I'll have to kind of see what happens with that one there. But got a little pump there this morning, so good little move on those. And then Cypher here this morning. This is still looks good here. We're sitting pretty break even there. 132 was the entry. We're trading about 129 there, so sitting pretty break even there. Starting to get a little movement up here as well. Like to see that. Our QQQ calls here, again getting a little pop almost instantly on those, and they're trading about that mid 11s there, just kind of coming off that $12 per contract there, so just kind of something to keep in mind. Plenty of time on those. Then we just had those SoFi calls come in here. Not really expecting a big move on those yet, just got them 74, trading at 75 here. So not a big pop yet on those, but our 3 tracked flow alerts for the day looking really good. We had a really big month here of flow, so it's going to be a fun recap here at the end of the month. But let's take a peek at market tide, kind of see what's going on here. We are seeing all call premiums, which includes deep in the money, out of the money, sitting on the ask side there. Out of the money only calls are sitting actually bid side here still, picking up a little bit now though, and we are getting pretty good volume here. Puts all and out of the money only are bid side here, so this is reading as a bullish market tide here. Got a lot of positive call volume coming in here, and then you've got your one ask side leg there of the premiums there, but pretty bullish market tide there for the most part. Periscope right now, let's pop this back to the 0 day. I was looking at yesterday's, or sorry, tomorrow's expiration, but we are sitting on right below the 65.80, and it looks like these are a lot of short calls here, so it wouldn't surprise me if we just kind of possibly chop around this level here, maybe between these two. Again, got a full hour to go, but very, very likely we kind of close under that, barring any more people speaking and talking up the markets. Trump was just talking, and we did get a little pump on that, but could always, hey, anything can happen in the last hour here. But let's look at tomorrow's expiration here. I want to see how we're kind of positioning here. So again, we have a lot of short puts here for tomorrow. So, and then we got long puts here. So I mean, positioning right now, I'm just kind of watching these two levels here. We do have some positioning down for tomorrow there. So I'm keeping an eye on that as well, just to kind of see how that plays out there. So what else do we got coming in? Yeah, it's been kind of quiet this afternoon for flow, but we can kind of take a peek at some stuff that's coming in here. These pony calls, 5, 15, 12 and a half calls, overlaps earnings in a couple days. Seen a lot of ask side hits there, 800, 730, 512. Yeah, I would assume most of this is going to carry over, just kind of based on the sizes of the candles here. I don't know if I would want to swing these over into earnings, but let's just kind of see how we perform during earnings on it. So earnings, yeah, we typically stay within that implied move there, so I wouldn't be playing weeklies. That historical move, though, we have out of the three, excuse me, 3 of the last 4 quarters there did see a positive, or sorry, 2 of the last 4 there. I was looking at the previous move there. Did see a positive move after earnings, and then that 3-day move has been positive for the last 3 of the 4 quarters. So something interesting to keep an eye on there. Let's see, how about these Rocket Lab? More Rocket Lab puts coming in. 41061 put coming in here. A little smaller size, though. Let's just take a peek at them. Again, that put premium was really climbing here. And then you had those Rocket Lab puts from yesterday as well. I like kind of seeing that confirmation there. These are a little shorter term, too. So if you didn't take these and actually really like that flow, that could give you a little extra confirmation there. But let's take a peek at these. And how they look here. So yep, these right off the bat kind of look pretty good to me here. IV spikes when that flow comes in. That spot is filling at the ask. Same timing. Let's just kind of follow this up. Spot filling at the ask. IV staying up. Same time. Not seeing any changing in that IV here. And that spot fill at the ask that entire time. Again, looks like a buy to me there on those. And I won't double post an alert kind of like that. We already have that previous Rocket Lab flow there, which is green on the day. I'm curious to see if this is an ad or if they exited the ask there. That's one we'll take a peek at tomorrow, and I almost want to lean that it's possibly an ad because you got 1,200 contracts traded there versus the 1,000 yesterday. Just kind of something to keep in mind. We'll have to see what happens on those. So let's close this guy out. We're getting some flow coming in here. About these FSLY 4230 calls. These do not overlap earnings. Little wider bid ask here, but it looks like we got an ascending fill coming in here. So let's just kind of take a peek at these. These look very interesting. We're not up significantly. Yesterday's volume, I'm going to take a peek at this. Okay, so nothing super interesting there. Let's take a peek at these bad boys here. And yeah, these look good, right? Oh, maybe not. This is why we actually look. So let's see how these look here. So our IV comes in here. IV spikes. It's a descending fill, so we're seeing that spot price drop somewhere in here. These let's just follow this up here. A little wider bid ask spread on something like that. So okay, here's our little decrease there in that IV there. 5K, okay, where else? So a little drop there, 44 contracts. And then we see that IV kind of decrease at the end here, and then it increases on that size. It's interesting flow. I'm going to throw this into that risky flow channel just because you have that IV drop there, and then it increases again there. Not the cleanest read on something like that, but it's still very interesting here. So let me pop this into that channel. Yeah, really interesting flow for sure, though. And that's a good example there of oh, I forgot to add in something on that Oracle. Whoops, I'm just going to delete that there. It was in the risky channel anyways. Oops. And I never delete my posts. That one was a brain fart on my end. Okay. So yeah, those FSLY is definitely very interesting. Let's see, we got ARM coming in. I thought I saw somebody just talking, the ARM CEO possibly talking there. Very high multi-leg, so I'm going to probably stick away from that, but we'll look at it just for some fun there. So yeah, these almost look like hull cells here. You just see that IV decreasing when it comes in here. It's a descending fill. These are 1% out of the money, so it's not very far out of the money, but they are weeklies. How's our theta kind of look on these here? Let's take a peek. Yeah, it's got very, very high theta. That delta also is pretty high, but that's just because they're pretty much right at the money there. But I'm not a huge fan of just that tape on that with that IV decreasing and then being the weeklies there. So we'll probably say no on those there. And I mean, look at your time here. It's that first leg here is leg here is not leg hair leg here is a second before all that other flow there. So I would like to say this is more than likely related here, and that is just an IV decrease that entire time, and your spot's decreasing too. So I almost would say those are call sells there. Again, you are seeing some call premium today, but just not up to my liking there. These long-term Dows, the 115, 57.5 call here. Let's take a peek at these. Kind of far out of the money. We are up a decent amount today. Let's just kind of take a peek at these. So these I actually kind of like 44.14, 34, 64. Yeah, these I read these as a buy. These look like a buy here, and they are pretty long term there. Like something like this, I probably wouldn't be hopping into these today. I would probably look for an entry. I'm gonna actually pop these into that long flow channel here, and let's see if we can find an entry here on the chart here. We can look at LYB here. We can do that. Of course we can. Long term, long term. So long term there. Let's pop this in there. All right, that's in there. So now if I was looking at Dow here, so you know you have a lot of time on these. So something like this, I always like charting out. Love trying to find a discounted entry. Let's look at Dow here. Dow. So here I want a discounted entry. I'm probably not gonna chase the move up, and this has been a very good move up here. And I'm starting out on the weekly here just because it's a little longer of a time frame too. So let's kind of just start drawing here, and then we'll fix up our drawings a little bit here. So I'm gonna just kind of start out with a little trend line here. It's not the cleanest trend line because you got a lot of open space in there, but we'll have to work with what we have here. And I would have this breaking out of that little downtrend there. And we are also, let's kind of draw in a little demand supply area here. So I have us, and again, it's not the cleanest little entry here. I almost would like to, I'll show you guys what I want to see possibly on something like this. Let's just kind of draw these in here. So we are essentially sitting in this zone here where we failed, bounce, tried to come back here, didn't really get close, came in here, failed, now we're up here again. This almost looks like it wants to kind of form a cup and handle. Now if I extend this trend line here, if I'm looking for an entry on this, I almost want to see it come back down maybe to that 34 area, bounce off that little downtrend there, and then come back up, which would give you a nice little cup and handle, because right now we are seeing, where's my little draw thingy, draw. You can see I don't sit in chart 1,000. Here we go. It's in that one. I mean, you have your little cup coming in here. I'd like to see that little handle kind of form in here. That would be really, really nice to see there. See how it looks on the daily too. Oh god, I hate this thing. This is the one thing I hate about TradingView. Click once and it's goofy. So yeah, I mean you can see a better view here on that daily. Again, this is your zone right now. I mean we've failed out of this zone, so I would like to almost see a retest of that bottom of that zone, and that looks like it would get us if we came back down to that trend of that 34ish there. Kind of brings us back to that 20-day moving average there, and you are getting your all your moving averages curling up here. Your 150-day is also curling up. I don't have my RSI on here. RSI. Then why does it do this to me? Let's see. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah, and you can see we're a little overbought here at this level as well. Let's go back to the weekly and look at that too. So yeah, you can see we're a little overbought. I'd like to see a little of that cooling down there, but this is something I like to do with that long-term flow there. So that is kind of what I'd be watching for on this one here. I don't know where Bean went. I was gonna look up his flow for him, but he's gone. So I am gonna just kind of move on then. NBIS getting some action here. The 410-125 call. Good size. Gets that open interest. Let's take a peek here. So this looks like it might be contributing to that net call premium there. This is 3% of that total premium on the day, so not significant. These are 8% of the money with a couple weeks on these. Let's take a peek at them. So it's telling me repeated its descending fill. So let's just find out where that is. So these look pretty good so far, though. IV spikes when they come in. Spot is filling at the ask. Just kind of follow this up, follow this up. So here's your descending fill. It's 1 cent below the ask. IV comes back up. Spot's filling at the ask. Yeah, these actually look pretty good to me. These look pretty good. They are a little... they're not too far out of the money. These look like a good flow alert here. Let me save these, and this will probably be our actual last flow alert for the day. I don't want to overwhelm and have 1,000 trades open. And I do like that net call premium ticking up there, as well as that put premium kind of dropping there too. So let's pop this in here. Another flow alert for us. Alright, let's get that one in there. Yeah, I don't like to overload the flow alerts, but yeah, we're looking very interesting, very interesting. What else do we got coming in on this name? So, the weekly there. I wonder if these are... Nope, they're not related. Just kind of some goofy size coming in there. Nothing of interest. Again, nothing really of interest today. And then you have those 125s, which were clean. And those 130s also got some previous open interest, though, so hard to know if that's going to all carry over. Our highest open interest names. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think those 410 125s look pretty good there. Looking pretty good there. Alright, what else do we got? Oh, we got GameStop reporting after hours today. Let's look at GameStop just for the earnings move. I would not trade this thing, especially on earnings. But let's just kind of look at that historical move. I wonder how many people are going to actually get burnt on options here, because look at that implied move here. We have only finished out of that implied move 4 times out of the last 15 quarters there. 16th quarter will be reporting today. So, I mean, you're going to have a lot of people playing weeklies and barring a big move, and that is a big plus minus there on some of those. I mean, that is a 23% move there, and it hit it. That's insane. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, it stays within that implied move, and your average move is not even 0.5%. So playing that earnings, especially on the weekly contracts, not the best there. And how's our historical kind of move after look? Yeah, just, I mean, all over the place there, and you just don't get a clean read. It's almost more of a negative read than anything there. What are we sitting at for IV rank right now? So IV rank is kind of down there. So you'd like to see that pop almost, and then, yeah. Yeah, nothing really in that one. Do we have any interesting open interest on these? Open interest here, so that 30 calls got kind of a lot of volume on it. I need to look at the open interest here. Let's see. So that 424 kind of has a lot of call action on it. Same with that 410. Yeah, a lot of weekly calls on that one. A lot of weekly calls. What did we get big changes in today? That 327.22 call looks like had a significant jump. Nothing of interest really, just kind of face value wise there. And nothing really there. Yeah, that 30 call and that 25 call have a lot of open positions on there. Let's do, just want to see what changed there. So it looks like that 515 had a lot of open interest change there. Let's go look at the 515 chain here. 515. So that 515, yeah, a lot of calls kind of coming in here, and I think we said that was the 15 seeing a lot. Let's just see what we got on this chain here. So that 23 had a lot of open interest come in on it. Doesn't really look of anything of value to me there. How about that 24? That was some ask side volume here, though. Not huge premium, only 14,000, but and it looks like it was part of a multi-leg trade too, so probably nothing of interest on that. I just want to see if we can find something quickly in there. Alright, what else do we got coming in here? Enough of GameStop, because that's not always the best. Alright, let's see where we are here. So we're still kind of bouncing above that 65.75 here. Again, a lot of short puts here, so I'm expecting us to stay around this level here, and this is tomorrow's expiration as well. So today's expiration, these are short calls, so they will probably want it to finish below this. Now again, we've got a lot of kind of long puts down here too still, and tomorrow's expiration. They are kind of positioned down as well too. A lot of kind of positive gamma down there, so just something to keep in mind there. Definitely interesting to see what plays out. And I don't think we have any major news tomorrow there. Alright, what else do we got coming here? It's been really flowing. If you got any flow you want me to take a peek at, feel free to drop it in there. I don't know if we're going to do the full hour here. It's just been really kind of dry this afternoon. A lot of Google calls kind of coming in today. Something of interest possibly here. Could be interesting. And then I know yesterday, let me go back here, Google had a ton of net call premium here yesterday, so that is something maybe in the future we see a little pop and gravitate towards that. Have to see what happens there. And just kind of looking at that too. Actually, sorry, I want to go back to Google. Google here. We had, have any good alerts on this today? A lot of bid side stuff. Ask side, some very long dated calls coming in here. 350. That was yesterday. Yeah, nothing too. Maybe these calls coming in here. They just came in here a little bit ago. For A3. Yeah, interesting to see. There was that big spike in that call premium, though. Alright, what else do we got coming in here? Yeah, we're just kind of chopping right now into close. I just kind of want to keep an eye on Periscope here, too. I mean, That 65.75 has been holding up, at least on the 1 day out there. We'll switch this back to the 0 DT and just kind of follow that right now. So again, I mean, you got short calls there. I don't think we're gonna see a major pop into close there. Again, 30 minutes and we've just been kind of shot. Oh, I need to pop this back to the 1 minute. We're just chopping kind of below that, those long call or short calls there, which makes sense because they do not want those to expire in the money. Then you got some long puts here too. A lot of long puts here. I mean, we might see a little drop into close here. Have to see. I mean, premiums are still bullish there. How are the holdings looking there? Yeah, bullish on hold, or bearish on holdings, excuse me. I'm just kind of hanging. It's been a quiet afternoon. Very, very quiet afternoon. Kind of dropping a little bit there. Yeah, and then we're hitting our positive gamma here, which is kind of suppressing that price there. Yeah, I think we might just kind of chop along this area because then you have some short puts here, so you're kind of in a little choppy range area here. I heard a ding. Let's go see what we got here. What do we got here? ONDS 417.10.5 put. 674 there, so more volume coming in here. These look good. Spot price increases. IV increases. It's an ascending fill. Yeah, these look good as well. I think bid side extra no. I know Keith was looking for some silver call or some metals flow here, and got some silver flow kind of coming in here. He was talking about silver a little earlier today. And nothing. Yeah, these look good to me. I mean, IV spikes when they come. IV spikes when they come in. Spots filling up the ask there. I mean, these look good there to me. 31 days out. Okay. Yeah, just bouncing on that little positive gamma there. Yeah, I hate when it's choppy like this. It makes it not very fun to trade. Might hang out another 10, 15 or so unless we get some action going on in here. Be nice if we were getting some flow to go along with this too, because there just is nothing going on. We'll just hang out on Periscope here. I want to see if we break this level. That 65.70 has been kind of strong. I think if we do break it, we might kind of stall at that 65.65 though. Just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. And that's what makes this so hard to kind of stream and trade. It's just waiting. Sit and wait, sit and wait, sit and wait. And at least usually we have some flow coming in to kind of look at too. This just makes it a little not very fun. Alright, we just had our Periscope update, so let's take a peek. So that negative gamma grew there, so the short calls really kind of grew there. So I don't think we're gonna kind of move above that, and did get a little gamma flip there at that 65.75, and that is, oops, here we go. Looks like they're kind of maybe some long calls in there, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of chop, it looks like here, and one of those things. Yeah, what's up? Please ask a question, because we are bored sitting here just kind of watching Periscope. Please ask a question. Please give me something to talk about besides just trying to fill air. Please, 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 please. Where did you get? So okay, you'll probably roast me for this, but I actually got my PC at Sam's Club there. I got mine at Sam's Club, but I've had mine for I got mine I think like 2020, 21, and mine is excuse me. Mine is a cyber PC. I don't know how good I don't game on the computer really, so I don't really need like a gaming PC per se, but I just wanted like something with the lights. That sounds so stupid, but I wanted something with the lights. Yeah, let me I can I will I can send you I'll send you a DM of my specs on the computer here. I don't want to put actually I might be able to just do it here. Let's see, computer. No, get out of there. Let's see. I will. Oh no, I got it right here. Sorry. It is. Oh, it doesn't have the model on there. I'll let me see if I can find it on Sam's Club's website here. Sam's Club Cyber PC. This I don't care because he's not gonna be able to do anything anyways. Cyber PC. Yeah, I got this. Man, I only paid like $1,100 for this, so it was a very like affordable one. Yeah, it's like this one kind of. It's not exactly like that one, but it's very similar priced and everything I got there. But yeah, no, I got one of these. I honestly couldn't tell you anything about computers and what's good and what's bad. But yeah, I picked it up in store because I picked up monitors and stuff and all that too at the same time. I have LG monitors with mine, and I do almost need another monitor there. Hey, we broke that. Well, we're talking about PCs too. We broke that positive gamma there, so it's working out in our favor where I'm figuring out we are short those. They're short those calls there, and now we're at that short put spot. We might bounce here. We might potentially bounce here because those are short puts there. It's not a ton like those, so I would be very cautious, but I think we're gonna bounce a little bit here. Um, yeah, we I we had a really good like PC like store by me, like where we like they actually like built custom PCs. I I honestly don't think the like Walmart ones. I've gamed with like Jay Z and like Nick and stuff on this one, and it runs fine. But like it's so expensive to buy a computer right now too, just with obviously RAM being so expensive and all that stuff. So it doesn't make it easy to kind of upgrade them either. But we Hey, we are bouncing there a little bit. Bouncing there a little bit. Yeah, I wish I was good at building computers and like understanding all that stuff. Like there's so much that goes into that stuff, and like I have a friend who he's kind of good at building computers, and he's like, yeah, I've got this AMD so like I'm just like, dude, I don't know what that means. Like just tell me if it's good or not. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's well, and that's like the nice thing about the pre-built. Like I think you pay almost as much as what you'd pay for like a custom one, but you can customize it and add in stuff yourself if you really want, which is kind of the nice thing there. Yeah, you could ask in the main chat too, just off topic, if anybody knows anything about building computers. Like if you can ask, there's a lot of people that kind of are very good at that there. Yeah, no, you're right there. No, you haven't missed anything, Pipsy. We've just been talking about computers for the last like 5 minutes or so. We were watching Periscope too. We were kind of looking at that 6580 level there just because it's got a lot of short calls there, and we've stayed under that there. And we I was kind of looking for a possible bounce at that 65-65 with that short put there, and we kind of got a little bounce there. But other than that, yeah, it's been very quiet, so you haven't missed anything. We're just kind of BSing about PC stuff right now. Yeah, I am. Yeah, see, it's it's a lot to know like when you're building PCs and you have to make sure like the motherboard's not too big or the RAM's not too big for something. I don't know, man. I You build it and I'll use it and I'll play with it. That's kind of how I look at them. That is how I look at it. Yeah, I I don't know how. But oh yeah, and that's like the thing that sucks too is like you have a teenager explaining it to you and you're just like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I would almost see, because I think Best Buy might be a little overpriced. I mean, like their stuff is kind of spendy. Like I used to I used to work there when I was like 15. Dude, that discount that they gave, it was like 5% above cost. I remember the HDMI cables were like $80 at the time. I got them for like $3 because they're so cheap. They just they're expensive. I would almost look for like an actual like PC store probably, because at least they're probably more custom built there. Or they probably have the pre-built ones there too, but I mean, I'd think they're more knowledgeable there. That'd be my guess. Hey, we are just hanging out on that level. This is actually a good little stream because we're just chopping at that level there. Yeah, I wish I knew about computers. That is a whole fun fun topic that I know there's a lot of money in building them. I think don't quote me, but it would um it would be cool to build mine, and I think eventually at some point like I'll switch out parts in it and stuff. Yeah, yeah, mine's considered a gaming PC, but I was in the same situation. I was looking for a desktop, a nice desktop to trade off of, and one that had the pretty little lights on it. I had to have the lights. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just think it looks cool. We are just chopping there. Any other flow kind of coming in? Just multi-leg. Tide hasn't really changed. Yeah, see, we're not getting below. Oh, we just flipped there. We just flipped. So those are really so that negative gamma grew. Those are short puts there. What happened here? So this gamma shrunk a bit, and our short calls are still kind of there. Yeah, I'm thinking we just kind of chop between these two levels here, maybe between that 65-65 and 65-80 there. So we got MOC coming up here in 8 minutes. So we will see that. Yeah, I get so much heat for this, but like I have a Mac for a laptop. I can't stand it. I think I just hate laptops. It's so hard to sit and maneuver it and try to set it up and move it back and forth. And I like my desktop where I can sit here and I can just have my screens and I'm happy. I can sit back and relax. I've only used a laptop once this year, or well, it was for 2 days, but man, it's miserable. It's so miserable there. Super miserable for using that laptop. Yeah, I think we're just gonna chop between these two big negative gamma spots there. Yeah, I don't think he built his either. I don't think his is a built one. I'm pretty sure he ordered it. Don't quote me for sure though. Yeah, dude, I can't even imagine what his computer is like. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He showed me it before too, and I just like completely forgot what brand it was. I know he showed like a month ago before he had that power supply issue with his. Yeah, I wish I just knew about computer stuff, man. Like, dude, I am so bad, like, technically, like, tech wise. It's just, it's, it's a good thing to, like, know, but hey, you know what? Just build me the computer and I'll do it. Like, if you showed me how to, like, kind of put stuff in and install RAM and all that, I could learn it, but, you know, I'm busy enough as it is, and it's just like, I, I don't think so. Man, we're just sitting between our two levels here. 15 minutes ago, are we just gonna... Oh, we're kind of breaking it there. Short puts there, so kind of interesting. Dude, it was busy this morning, but then it just dropped off in the afternoon, so and it's been like that the last week or so. You get a lot of flow in the morning, then it just kind of simmers down, and we're coming to that time of year too where it's going to be summertime, so get ready for that kind of slow season there. I want to see if we might. I wonder if we're going to hit that 65.45 there. I mean, you got some long puts there, but hmm. Yeah, I know summertime is not very fun, and then I'm just looking forward to September, and I'm like, can the traders come back, please? But then I hate September because then here comes the winter time. Did they? Are you looking at Best Buy for that? I I think you'd be fine shipping. I mean, if there's anything wrong with it, they have to obvious. I mean, they should be responsible for it. Like it's not your fault. I think I think shipping's gotten a lot better. I mean, I just actually got a couple retro games and a couple systems, and I was like terrified. But the company I got them from packed the stuff really good, so I was very happy with that. Here we go. We're coming back up a little bit now. Coming back up a little bit. Wants to get back above that short put a little bit. Got 3 minutes till FOMC or FOMC. Geez, it's I And like the shipping protection stuff, like I always see them say, "Oh, order shipping protection." Like I shouldn't have to order shipping protection. You just shouldn't damage my product. Like I think they would like legally be liable if there's damage to it. Like why should I buy like shipping insurance? Like just ship it properly. Like and if worse comes to worse too, like it's if something's messed up on it, you dispute it on your credit card. Like I'm not one to like do that, but if something you get isn't correct and nobody's helping you, then you dispute it. I mean, you have a reasonable dispute. Oh, that sucks. That yeah. Oh, it's so easy to do it. Now I'll tell you because you're in here and I don't really care, but dude, I've had people dispute their charges after being in fucking Discord for a year, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, what is your problem? Like, dude, get out of here. Like, thankfully, like the company that like handles the payments, they banned them like after that. Pipsy's like, hey, he's like, I'm getting an idea. Yeah, no, I've had people like dispute. They're like, sorry, I wasn't even using it. Like, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Like, that's people blow my mind sometimes. It's just, and it's not like it's yeah. Yeah, oh that's my favorite one too. They're like, "Oh, I forgot to cancel." Like, that's not my fault. You want me to check in with everybody every month? I'm pretty sure like they send a email saying that it's gonna re repay or whatever like every month. But if yeah, that's yeah, and it's like yeah, I had people complain about that too. They're like, "We don't want that every month. I'll just cancel if I know." Like, dude, just make up your mind. Like, it's oh, really? Okay. Okay. That's kind of what I figured. Yeah, people suck, man. Sometimes, and it's like 24 hours would be later would be funny actually. That'd be funny. I wish you could like switch. That'd be funny actually. April Fools. Jeez, we are just gonna kind of we're just staying. I want to see if we're gonna actually get a little pop in the close though. Jeez. Let's see. I gotta message this guy quick. Alright, I got somebody coming over to look at something for me, and I haven't heard from him today. I'm assuming he's coming. He better be coming and bitch him out. Not really. I've known him since like first grade, so. Oh man, this day is just dragging on. Like, come on, we got 9 minutes left. And we'll have another Periscope update here in about a second. No, no, no. He's a contractor. I'm getting a shed built in the back, so he's he's a very very good contractor. So he's very busy usually, very busy. Builds houses from scratch, and that's one thing that you're not catch me doing. Yeah, a lot of them are so expensive though, but he's very very reasonable, and he I've known him since like I was a kid, so like I actually trust him. Come on, give us some action. Somebody's got to do the "come on, do something" meme here. Yeah, I'm just watching, and this is why like I can't sit and stream Periscope all day because it's like this would be so boring. Like, what am I gonna talk about for 7 hours and just like, oh yep, we're bouncing here, we're sitting right here, we're sitting right here, we're not moving. We move 2 cents, 3 cents. Yeah, there's a lot of positioning down. Oh, and we moved a little bit there. So long puts here at that 65.50. We might kind of gravitate towards this a little bit now. Yeah, you short calls, short puts here, and then short calls. I don't see us really going up more, and then you got short calls here too. This actually flipped. Yeah, I think they moved that positioning down a little bit to that 65.50. Just seems like we're slowly kind of going down here. Oh, that looks really good. That looks pretty good. I like I like the granite, whatever you want to call it, stone granite on the um thingy there. I like the tile too. The tile looks really good too. What do you want? What do you want? Oh, here comes the troublemaker. Mr. Hank, what are you doing? I'm surprised he hasn't crashed a whale watch episode yet. I think he crashed like the first one, but he's been pretty lazy in the morning. He stays in the bed. Wait, what, you want to come up here? Come on. Come here. Well, stop walking in circles. Come here. You want to come up here? No, you just want to sit and stare at me? Man, he's so cute though. He's such a good boy. Such a good boy. Well, we're kind of gravitating towards our little positive gamma there. He surprisingly doesn't really bark. Like he'll bark at me like if I'm coming upstairs and he can't see me, but like he doesn't, or like if somebody comes to the door, but he's pretty quiet otherwise. He doesn't really bark if he like can see what's going on. Right, buddy? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yeah, he's really good. He's so lazy though. He's the first one in bed at night, and then he's the last one out of bed in the morning. Like, he is lazy, but that's okay. He can be as lazy as he wants. He's a good boy. And he's smart. I mean, he's really smart when he wants to be, but you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm up about 5:15, 5:30 at the latest usually just to get stuff done, and he's still hanging out in bed to jeez. He or PM there you go. Um I try to like lay down by like 9 o'clock at the latest. I'm usually beat by that time. 5 minutes. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Finishing below that. At least we're finishing below that big spot we were kind of looking at the beginning of the stream. Good boy. Yeah, you and me can go outside after this. We can go outside in like 5 minutes, bud. Yeah. Go run around in the yard. Oh, he 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 loves him. I'm not gonna use that word because he'll freak out if I say it. Oh, he just came down and rolled on his back. He always comes down and rolls on his back and he just demands scratches. Like he's little troublemaker. And the funny thing is like he typically will like to come down at like 8:15, like 10 minutes before the market opens, and I'm like, dude, um why? 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 Hi, puppy. You're so. Oh, I was just gonna pet you, and then he just rolls over and he melts. Like if you're talking to him or like you try to like go up and pet him, he just melts right away. I'm like, dude, you are just a little troublemaker. You are just a little troublemaker. The Hank hour here. And look at that. We haven't had any flow coming really since that entire time we were talking about PCs. Just boring. I feel bad for anybody who's gonna rewatch this stream expecting flow. Like there really ain't much. But we got a good little Periscope. That yeah, like I wish I could send a video of it. It's so funny. Like you'll go up to him and he just like rolls on his side and just like falls pretty much. He's just and then he's on his back like, oh, scratch my chest there. Yeah, a PC, something about not knowing about PCs pretty much. But I mean, we did get a good little kind of view on that there. We said that it didn't look like it wanted to finish above that 65.80 with all those short calls up there. Then you had those short calls there, so just kind of chopping here now though. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Wonder if those. Let's see. I'll look at something quick here. I bet those SoFi calls are kind of pulling back there. Those NBISs. They kind of. I plenty of time on those. SoFi calls, yeah, everything just kind of pulled back a little bit towards the end of the day there. Those cipher calls almost. Hey, they did come back to break even there. Actually, they went green there a little bit. We have plenty of time on those too. All right, final minute. Final minute. What's gonna finish first though? Oh, I was gonna say, is that gonna finish before the market? Yeah, the market's gonna close first. What are you doing back there? What are you doing? Yeah, right when that thing hits 3 o'clock, I'm done. I'm done. This is just a brutally slow day now. So yeah, you can see how it kind of bounced off those short puts there, and it was that negative gamma. Yeah, and the sad thing is it's only Tuesday. But yeah, I didn't want to close in those short puts, so I mean you're closing above it there. Yeah, hey, at least next week the market's closed Friday. We have a short week next week. I am excited about that. All right, there's our 3 o'clock. It's Good Friday next Friday. Yeah, I think next Friday. Let me look. Yep, the 3rd we are off. So we are markets closed, thankfully. So nice long weekend that weekend. But all right, you guys, thanks for hanging out for the PC talk and all that fun stuff. But all right, I'm gonna head out here. I will talk to you guys later. See ya.